Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Big Coach Leonard Parker, and I'm doing a big cook today, but it's gonna be real simple. It's gonna be real simple, but it's gonna take 3 or 4 hours, okay? But look what I got. Mustard greens. Oh, they're sweet. They're sweet. You got turnip greens, you got collard greens, but these mustard greens are sweet, and I got 10 bunches. Usually what I do is when I'm cooking for my family, I cook 10. When I'm cooking for a family function, Christmas, Thanksgiving, holiday, I cook 20, 22 bunches. But I'm cooking only 10 bunches a day, which is still a big cook, because when I like to eat my mustard greens, I like to eat them as a meal. Now this is the ingredients for my mustard green. Number one, about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I did me a baked ham, honey baked ham. And I always keep that bone, and I keep a lot of meat on this ham, because this frozen, that's gonna thaw out. And I got me a little leftover ham right there. I got 4 ham hocks. Now when I cook my 20, I go with 8, but about 10 ham hocks per bunch. So 4 ham hocks per 10 bunches. 4 ham hocks per 10 bunches. I got salt, I got pepper, and I got just a little small cup of oil to keep tender, make them greens real tender when they cook them. Now just cooking the greens for 4 hours, 3-4 hours, we're gonna make them real tender, and we're gonna get into our cook. Hey, stay tuned. Okay, now we finna clean our greens. Gotta start off cleaning these greens. This is a lot of greens. I'm gonna put it on cold water. I'll put my little sprayer on here. And now these greens come from the fruit stand. And I think the fruit stand buy these greens from the local prison. And they are pretty clean. And I usually get my greens from three different places. I go to the fruit stand and get my greens. That's number one. Number two, I go to Walmart. Walmart got a real clean green. You ain't got to do too much to it. We looking for dirt, and we looking for worms. Yep, you heard what I said. We looking for worms. And but my neighbor, he got he got 5 bays over his house. He told me sometimes he'll let me come get a whole bay of greens. And when you pick your own greens, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a lot of dirt. So you gotta, and they're gonna be, when you clean them, you're gonna have this little green residue. And because it's just all in pesticides and stuff they put on. You gotta make sure these greens are cooked. Okay, now I'm de-stemming these greens. This is a little tedious. It takes a little time. Oh, you see how pretty these mustard greens are? And you just take the green away from the stem. Some people don't de-stem their greens, but you're gonna have this hard piece in here, which is almost like a piece of celery. And look at that pretty mustard green. Just pull that off that stem. Yeah, king, queen. All right, I got some. Got my guests, my dogs coming in. Come on, come here. Hey, queen, come here, king. And what this is like a celery. You know what? I don't give them a lot of these, but these stems, I just give it to them. And this is King. He's a male. He weigh 150. That's Queen. She weigh 130. Cane corsos, and I give them the stem, and they love it. It helps their digestive system. And I give them about 4 or 5 of them. It's like doggy treats. I know, you say, what the heck? Yeah, man, you'll be surprised. Man, but these stem these greens, and I use them stems for doggy treats, and I mostly throw most of them away. But now when I do my 20 bunches, I do take them outside. I'll take them outside and get a bin, and I'll wash them greens outside. Look at all them stems. All them stems, and we're going to get some of them to the dogs. And that's a bunch of greens, and we got 9 more bunches to do. See you a little later. We got a lot of cleaning to do. All right. Look, that was a little work, about 30 minutes of work right there. And I was working really fast. I done de-stem my greens. So all of my stems, look at my stems, whole garbage can bag full of stems. All right. And look, now we got these big old pieces of greens that we didn't de-stem. That's one of them sterile greens right there. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna take them over to the sink, and we're gonna break these up real small like this, and rinse them off and wash them one more time. and start putting them in the pot. Get one more washing. Getting them ready. It's a long process, but all this is that tender love and care cooking to make these greens come out real good, real tender. Once we add the meat, once we cook some cornbread, and this gonna be a meal. This turn the side into a meal for sure. Yeah, and it's gonna be a long process of cooking, but it's gonna be well worth it. And your house gonna be smelling like the holidays. That's what I call it. All right, Jimmy Cole's Little Parker. We'll be back. All right, as y'all can see right here, we have took our 10 bushels of greens and we done got them all ready for the pot. You know, we took a little bit out because they will overload the pot. As you can see, we have a little, about 3-4 inches right there. And we're gonna be adding our meat. But I'm gonna turn this cook over. You know, y'all see my apron, got me a new apron here. Compliments of Miss Deborah Parker. She bought me and my wife an apron, and that's our guest for the day. My wife gonna be cooking these greens, and I'm gonna be filming, and I'm gonna turn this over to her because she's an expert in cooking these mustard greens, and I learned a lot from her with these mustard greens. So let's turn this over to our guest cook for the day, Miss Wavetta Parker.
Good evening. Today I will be doing the mustard greens, so I'm gonna take it over now for my husband Leonard. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse off the meat. Once again, we already rinsed it off once, but we want to rinse it off again. And I'm gonna put each one into the greens. And what I'm gonna do is I'm rinsing it off first. I'm putting it into the greens, and then I'm gonna situate it into the pot. Because you don't want all your meat on top. You want it all throughout the greens. Because the secret is the flavor of the meat. That's what we want to get. All of that flavor. So now that I have it in here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it inside of the greens before I add my water. Now, remember, this is a lot of meat, so once I'm putting it in under the greens, I have to add my water. And once I add this water, it's going to be a lot, it's going to be much heavier. So that's one thing that you have to remember. But I'm going to fill it up, and I'm only going to fill it up till about where it is right now, because as it cooks, the water is going to cook out, and then all that flavor from that meat is going to be going into those greens, plus the salt. And so that's how we're going to get our flavor. Some people just cook plain greens, but you want to add the meat into it because that's where all your flavor is coming from.
People put a lot of different meats in. Then you got the turkey and you got the pork with the ham hocks and stuff like that. So what do you think about the different meats that go into the greens?
It's just according to the person's flavor or whatever taste they want to get. But you always want to get, no matter what you get, the turkey necks, turkey wings, ham hocks, ham, you want it to be smoked meat because that's where you're getting your flavor. It's from the smoke. And so if you just use plain, if you only use plain meat, like just neck bones or just turkey necks, then you're only going to get a bland flavor. So all of your seasoning is going to come from the flavor of the meat. Okay, so. Okay,
one more question, wifey. Now I know also you got the smoked spicy ham hocks and you got the regular smoked ham hocks.
Right. So once again, if you like a kick in your greens, you can use the spicy. But I'm going to warn you, it's going to be spicy. But if you do like that, then that's fine. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm adding the salt. I'm adding a little salt right now. It may look like a lot, but I'm adding a little because as you go on, you're going to add in your salt to your taste. Because remember, the meat already has its own flavor. You don't want that salt to overpower. This you must use. This is a must because this is what's gonna make those greens tender. So we add in our vegetable oil, okay? And now we kind of like move it around so that it can get all in the bottom. And remember, we're gonna be checking on this in about an hour. We're just gonna check to see how it's cooking, because this is a lot. And you wanna make sure that it is cooking just right, okay? So in an hour, we're gonna come back and check on it, okay? So we'll see you in 1 hour. All right, so now we're checking on our greens. We already did our cornbread, and now here we go. Look at this. We got them greens, they good, they boiling. Our meat in there. Look at this. Look at that big ham bone.
Is it starting to fall off that ham bone, huh?
Yeah, we're getting all of that. Got the smoked ham hocks in there.
Well, you can taste.
All of that is cooking. So we're just gonna let it continue to cook. And we're gonna be right back.
And you did your we did the cornbread during that hour break.
Yeah, the cornbread. So we're gonna have the cornbread, we're gonna have our greens, we're gonna have us a meal. We'll see you in a few. All right, we're 2 hours into our cook, so we're gonna look at it and go do a little taste test. Here we go. See, look. Ooh, if you can smell it, it's starting to smell in here. All right. It's so hot, fogging up my glasses. Look at that ham hock. Yes, indeed. We're cooking now. We're cooking now. Look. Got a ham hock. That ham done cooked off that bone almost. I'm trying to find it. Right here. Look at that. Look at that. Show you that. Ooh.
So that's tell you if that ham is starting to fall off that bone, it tell you how tender them greens gonna be.
Right, right. And also you can see in here in this water that these greens are getting real tender. So much easier to stir. Let me see if I can give me a little taste test here. Right quick. Like I say, smells good, so we know they're almost ready. Just gonna get a little bit. Oh yeah, they good. They good. They about ready. So about 2 more hours, about 1 more hour, and then we're gonna look. We're gonna make sure that everything's good, that they're nice and tender. And then we're gonna end it up. Be right back. All right, we are 3.5 hours into the boil, into our cook. So let's see how we're going. Oh yeah, that's looking good. We got that ball going on. All right, I'm gonna do a quick test taste. Right quick, just to make sure. But they should be good to go. So let's see here.
Look pretty tender.
Yeah, they should be tender. 3.5 hours. Oh yeah, they're ready.
Okay, what about your meat? What about that meat in there, girl?
Oh.
I see a good little piece right there. See a good little piece right there. You missed it.
Okay. All right. Let's put a little piece of meat on here. Let's see how this meat. Show y'all how tender that meat is. Oh yeah, it's ready. It's good to go.
Well, I hear a knock on the door. Why don't we go get our test taster and let them in?
All right.
And introduce yourself to her.
Hello.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Doing good.
All right.
Go and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Trent Bryce.
All right, Mr. Trent. Well, you have a seat, Trent. We're going to serve these plates up in a few minutes.
Yes.
We're going to serve these plates up in a few minutes.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
That's our neighbor. That's our neighbor.
Go be out.
Oh, Okay, I got Mr. Trenton Price here. He's my neighbor. Like I say, he just came in. We just finished a 3-hour cook with these mustard greens. And man, we ready to get in here and eat. We gonna say a quick grace first, and we gonna taste these mustard greens. Let me have your hand there, buddy. Okay, dear Lord, thanks for the food we're about to receive. Let it provide strength for our bodies. Be my neighbor, Mr. Trent Gage, and he goes into his senior year. Let him have a good football season. Let him graduate and go into his great profession as a welder. These blessings we ask in your son Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right, Trent, let's dig in, man. Let's see how this thing is, man. Man, we've been cooking this for 3 hours, man. And got a little heat with it now. Yes,
well worth the 3 hours.
Tender, man. And I'm gonna tell you how Trent got over here, y'all. I went yesterday and picked up the 10 bundles of greens. And Trenton, it works at the fruit stand. And he said, Coach, you doing a little mustard green cook, huh? I said, yeah, man. Now, he played a game on Friday night. They asked me to come to the game. I couldn't make the game. But I made one last week. And, But I invited Trenton. After I told him what I was going to be doing, I said, Trent, you think you want to come over here and do a test day? He's like, oh, man, I do the mustard green. And I said, wait a minute, the mustard green going to have some ham hocks in it and all this. He said, I eat all that, Coach. I eat all that. And look, you see, he can't stop eating it. He dived in. But look, what I like about meal, got it, 3.5 hours. We had a ham bone in there, and we had 4 ham hocks in the 10 bunches of green. And the greens, you really don't need no meat. And my dogs, they trying to get on out here to try to come take.
They want some.
But no, the greens got a meat flavor. You really don't need no meat because they taste like meat because they've been going for so long. Okay, what you think, Trent?
You don't need the meat. They already got the flavor. It's good. You taste the meat flavor in there.
Mustard greens, 3.5 hour cook. We got 4 ham hocks, 10 bunches of mustard greens. We got a ham bone with a lot of extra ham. Oh, these greens are good. We got some homemade lemonade and we got some cornbread. Man, this is a meal. This is not a side. This is a meal, not a side.
Not to interrupt you, Coach, but that ham hock is good.
What's that now?
The thing good.
The ham hock good. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Me and Mr. Price just ate our meal. Man, it was delicious. And he got to get ready to go to school tomorrow. And we're going to let him sign before he walk out the door. There you go. Yeah. All right. We appreciate you coming again, man. I know you got to go to school. We wish you the best on your football season. We wish you the best for graduation. And we wish you the best on your welding career, man. Yes, go do great things.
Yes, sir.
All right. Big Coach Little Park signing off. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And remember to subscribe.
That was a good show.
The big compliment brought the show.